Today we will discuss a clinical case of acute abdomen. We will make our diagnosis and will learn how to manage our patient. 60-year-old man has had colicky abdominal pain and protracted vomiting for several days. He has developed progressive moderate abdominal distension and has not had a bowel movement or passed any gas for 5 days. He has high-pitched, loud bowel sound that coincide with the colicky pain, and X-ray shows distended loops of small bowel and air fluid levels. But on physical examination, a growing mass is noted, and he explains that he used to be able to push it back at will. But for the past 5 days, he has been unable to do so. So, what is your diagnosis and how you manage this patient? So, in this case, patient developed progressive moderate abdominal distension and has not bowel movement or passed any gas for 5 days. He also has high-pitched, loud bowel sounds with colicky pain. If we see his X-ray, he has distended loops of small bowel and air fluid levels. Wherever we see air fluid levels with distended loops, then we suspect patient as an mechanical intestinal obstruction which is caused by an incarcerated hernia. If we see physical examination, it's clear that on physical examination, a growing mass is noted, and patient is explaining that he used to be able to push it back at will, but for the last 5 days, he has been unable to do so. So our diagnosis is clear. Patient has mechanical intestinal obstruction which is caused by an incarcerated hernia which is potentially strangulated. After physical examination, an ultrasound is usually performed to confirm the diagnosis. Surgery is often required to minimize complication and reduce the hernia. Ultrasound is inconclusive, then CT scan and MRI may be used. And also some laboratory studies such as complete blood count may be conducted to assess the occurrence of any other complication. So let's move to the management, how we manage this patient. After suitable fluid replacement, he needs urgent surgical intervention to avoid strangulation. So generally, the treatment starts with NPO, NG suction and IV fluids, and hoping for spontaneous resolution while watching for early signs of strangulation. Surgery is done if conservative management is unsuccessful within 24 hours in the case of obstruction, or within a few days in case of partial obstruction. Surgery should be done. So generally, how do you treat an incarcerated inguinal hernia? First, hernia are usually treated by emergency surgery because individual will be assessed for signs of strangulation which require surgical repair. If there are no signs of strangulation, a person may be placed in the Trendelenburg position, lying on their back with the table tilted downward so the feet are raised and the head is lowered. Also, reduction will then be attempted, in which clinical will put pressure on the hernia to guide the contents back through the inguinal ring. Some sedation may be used in this process if reduction is not successful. Also, immediate surgery may be conducted. Incarcerated inguinal hernia occurs when part of an organ protrudes into the groin region and cannot be massaged back into its respective cavity. This image is about incarcerated hernia. Here you can see mechanical intestinal obstruction is typically caused by adhesions in those who has prior laparotomy, and here patient shows abdominal pain, protracted vomiting, progressive abdominal distension, and no passage of gas or feces, and his early sign high-pitched bowel sounds coincide with the colicky pain as you saw in case.